Welcome to Carbon's DIY Garage. Today I am working on my 4-ton black jack, hydraulic jack. It's new to me. I got it about 6 months ago from Walmart. Comment what you want about that. And it's actually made by a company called Torin. They actually make a wide variety of floor jacks, it turns out. Anyway, it is only lifting to about 17, just over 17 inches off the ground. It's supposed to get at least 19 inches. It's never been able to do that. Multiple purges of the cylinder, all those sorts of things. It is under warranty, so I reached out to Torin. They sent me a replacement power unit, which is the bottle jack that actually runs this whole thing. They don't send you a brand new jack, so you need to replace the power unit, and that is what we're going to do today. So let's see, the first thing we need to do is just take this plate off so we can get access to the inside. It's just for me, it's 4 Phillips head screws. Just take those out and pop the plate out. Let's see, so the power unit itself is down in here. I know you don't have a view to where you can see it right now. And I have messed with the oil, doing all these purges. There's a little bit of oil on here, so I'm just wiping it up. But just a couple of Allen head bolts holding the whole drive unit in place, but unfortunately I have to remove the wheels to get access to it. So let's see if I have a big enough socket for that. All right, I've got the wheels off, so let's see. I've got metric Allen heads actually, and this is a 8mm. Will work just fine for that. And I'm doing this over top of cardboard because, at least for me, there's plenty of oil to get on top of stuff. So there's a cotter pin that goes through the piston, the end of the piston, to connect the bottle jack to the rest of the assembly of the jack itself. So I'm just going to remove that cotter pin. Okay, and I've got the back of the jack up on a block of wood, and now I'm just going to use another piece of wood to just push the power unit out of the jack body. And now with the jack extended, so the jack arm is extended, I can try some needle nose pliers or just a screwdriver to get the end of the spring off of the post that is on the jack arm. With the springs released, you can rotate it all the way around. And now the only thing holding it in place is that cotter pin that we loosened up before. And we can just pull that out. There we go. Power unit comes out. And that's it. Now it has been removed from the jack. So a little bit of a quick tour. This is the power unit, 2 springs. You can't really get it off, the springs off on the back side, but these little hooks are around these 2 posts. And like I showed, you can use a screwdriver really easily and slip them off, and it should be pretty easy to use needle nose pliers to get them back in. There's the little hole that the cotter pin comes through. And then this hardware up here, you don't actually have to transfer it over to the new unit because it came with all of those things as well. So the only thing that I'm going to end up having to transfer over are these 2 springs, and then I will reuse the cotter pin. Okay, I took the springs off the old one, ready to put that on the new one when we get there. A couple of interesting things to note. The new one does come with, like I said, replacement springs, and then washers and caps for the new power unit, also a new valve for your open and close valve. It does come with a plug, so you just need to remove the plug and insert it and screw it in. It's also interesting to, I guess I never really thought about it, but if you open the valve on with your handle, I don't know if the mechanism would actually let you do it, but you can actually, you loosen this enough and it'll just come right out of the jack, and then oil will start going everywhere and it's pressurized a little bit. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. For installing the springs and caps and everything, you just need to pull these two pistons out. There's flats on these kind of caps, and it looks like they can maybe be removed, and they probably can be, but you don't need to do that. Just get these. They're pistons. Get them loose, and pull them out. And there's two O-rings in here holding them in place, and it should be kind of tight, but you can work them out, and then just put your springs in, and the cap and the washer. And the washer actually goes on top of the sleeve, and then you just press it back in there. And do the same thing on the other side. You can kind of just push them down a little bit, make sure there's some freedom of motion, and they're both all set, so that's good. Now we can, for your open close valve, that just threads out. Just thread that new valve in. Don't crank it down super tight, but thread it all the way in. All right, and that is all you need to do with getting the little bottle jack thing ready to go. There are threaded plugs up here that you could put screwdrivers into to adjust them. Don't touch them, they're all adjusted. This one comes full of hydraulic oil already, so I don't need to fill it. So it should be good to install. I know everything is black, but I'm going to try to show you a little bit better as I put this together than I was able to when I took it apart. So we've got the hydraulic unit, the little bottle jack. I loosened, there's these three bars that go across and kind of give the jack some strength. I loosened those up a little bit to allow this to open up, so the jack this part will fit in there a little bit more easily. There's the tube that the open close valve goes into, so you need to make sure that actually goes into that hole so that your handle will fit onto it. You got to put your springs on, so we can go ahead and do that. We'll get these springs on. Kind of like just doing brake drums. It's kind of use a screwdriver to get it up over top. So then once you kind of get all the pieces aligned, you can line up your holes. And you can start getting your bolts installed. And so these pistons that are in this new hydraulic unit want to be fully extended. This is the valves. So you have to kind of manipulate everything all at once to get those to depress enough to where you can get the valve or the jack body to line up with the holes. A little bit of finesse involved. So I don't know how well, I can't see what the video is shooting right now, but hopefully you can see what worked out is having this upside down, using my forearm to push down on the bottle jack body against the pads that these pistons kind of ride up and down on, and then holding the front of the bottle jack, the ram, up, and the holes all line up like that. So, I mean, this is what works so that I can actually try to get it on video a little bit and also get the holes to line up. If you don't have to do it for the camera, it might be an easier body position for you. But the key thing is to just find something that works so you can get it all positioned. So at this point, I would just use a manual ratchet to make sure that they're all started. You obviously don't want to cross thread anything because you thought you had it and then you don't. Now before we tighten everything up, just do a quick inspection. Got the cotter pin in and it's flipped, it's spread out. Springs are attached on both sides. In the back, you got the sleeves and the springs, and the tops of these valves are sitting right up against the pusher that the handle uses to kind of cause the jack to work. So now I think we just need to tighten everything up. And I'll tighten up these bolts that I loosened so I could get some slack. Okay, let's put on those wheels. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and purge this, and so just fully open the valve, so a couple of turns on the handle. I'm going to pump this a bunch of times. So we'll do 10. I'm going to use a screwdriver to just push this oil fill cap aside a little bit. So I heard some air come out, so that's good. So now I will do it again. Just repeat this until you don't hear any more air coming out. It's a tiny little bit, so I'll do it one more time. No noise, so I'll tighten it back up. And that is the purge. And of course, once you get the wheels on, the last thing is to just put this little tray back onto the jack. So now let's test it, see if it works. I am super excited at that. It never went up that high. Let's see what it measures out at. That is awesome. It's almost 20 inches. It's definitely where it needs to be. So replacing the power unit definitely fixed this problem. Thanks to Torin for sending me the replacement. Glad they have the warranty. This will get what I need for doing all the upcoming maintenance on my vehicles. Hopefully this video has been helpful. Show you how to do this. Should be relatively the same for any hydraulic jack, floor jack, one piston or two pistons. It should basically be the same. Obviously I didn't do maintenance on it. I just replaced the hydraulic unit. Pretty straightforward, not overly complicated. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below. I'll try the best I can to answer them, but I'm not an expert in this. I'm just swapping parts in and out, and it was pretty simple. But until the next video, y'all take care and have a good one.